we was calling it the KKK before, but now it's the KKK, right? Katt Williams, Kanye West, right? And Kyrie. And then Kendrick. Right? It's something about those K's. Huh? Not the Kardashians.
All that money and power, is it bumps to the powder? Who's the one that's in power? In the coming of hours, even sons is devoured. Shit don't run like no coward, yeah, the summer is ours.
The view aerial, but I do burials. The fans can vote all they want, F the numbers. An alien can't show God a new miracle, it's hysterical.
We here with the blue pill.
Yes, indeed. Peace of the God, peace to yours.
Knowledge to God, hip hop is real, Kid Life production.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
We off the weekend of the incredible battle. One of the best battles this year. No, what am I saying, man? The best battle this year, man. Like, hands
best
down.
Battle. Yes, hands down.
You know what I'm saying? Like, LUX versus RUM Nitty. You know, Blue,
Indeed.
you know, he been following. Let him know, man, Blue. What's up, man? How you felt about this battle? They know you've been following the culture for a long time, been a part of this.
Definitely.
Probably seen some of these guys with you in Harlem way before a lot of this shit.
I definitely saw it from its inception. Like, we was there from the beginning, and been following it ever since. And really a fan of the genre is what I consider. This is live performance. It's not even just battle rap. It's beyond just battle rap. It's our ability to see artists engage in live performance, and they happen to do it under pressure in environments that's pretty much pressurized environments. So we see diamonds coming out of this. This is the highest level of lyricism because of how it's being done, right? The environment that is being done is being done in a battle rap environment. It's being done in engagement. It's being done via performance, right? And what we saw with this particular showdown was a battle of the ages. It was a paradigm shifting situation. You feel me? And it's an extension of what we've been speaking about here on the program in terms of observing the Katt Williams effect. Because in essence, it became a conversation with two different paradigms clashing, and then we had the opportunity to see which one came out on top. And that's LUX standing on his business in terms of, you know, what he represents versus what he always seems to be up against. So what he came around with was speaking about accountability, responsibility. You know what I'm saying? A more responsible conversation. Let's push the culture forward, because the culture can't exist in a state of death. In order for it to live, it has to be healthy. In order for it to live, it still has to have a space and a place and a conversation that takes place that speaks to the case. And the case directly is, you know, either you living or you dying. You feel me? And I think that the optics of the battle by far kind of spelled this out when you look at both of them and you seen Beloved and his shirt say health or healthy. And then you looked at Nitti and his said death. But understanding who Nitti is, Frank Nitti was the hitman of Al Capone. So Frank Nitti was, you know, if death was a person, it was Frank Nitti. Understanding that iconography and his connection to that particular icon as well, we understand where that comes from. He represents that segmented aspect of who we are as a people, where, you know, son is in the street, son is part of a set, he pressing a line, you know, he's a gumball king. We understand what that brings. And he speaks directly to the young kings out there that vibrate on that energy. But it's like the youth for war, the elders for counsel. So LUX representing the elder statesmen you know, he just speaking about the need and the necessity to even understand that there's rules to the game, and there's never a time when we can turn out the lights on the intellect, on the brain part of who we are, the mental aspect, when men want to be men and kings want to be kings and gods want to be gods. It's not just a battle rap terminology when we speak about God tier. It's about the aspect of the mind has to always be above the body, right? We can't be trapped in the material plane and just dealing with survival mode, right? And dealing with animalistic aspects of what we have to do in survival mode, because the goal is to get this bread and change the life of the seeds of the children, to make sure that they have something to aspire to that we wasn't allowed, afforded, you know what I'm saying, or had access to. But that's why we grind, you know what I'm saying? We grind to change the mind, so you can't turn out the lights on the ones who's bringing the light to change the minds, because this is what we all aspire to, however you see it. You feel me? Even if you see it through the lens of, let's say, like a Tony Montana, he was doing it to change his life. He wanted to enjoy the finer things, but he wanted to be here to stick around and see it, right? Because this shit is all about family. So the only order of the day has to be family. All society is built on relationships, and relationships is what builds family. You feel me? And the thing is that there's a segment of a conversation that trauma bonds with the fact that they came from broken families and they identify, right, what that entails. Then that creates what they call in society a caste system of individualism, right? You gotta get mine, I gotta get yours. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get mine, you gotta get yours, right? And that's where we at as a society. And this is an art form that celebrates not only the acknowledgement of that, but the competitive nature of you know, of standing in it like, nigga, and what? You feel me? And we all understand and know where that comes from. But what we saying is that there's an elevated state that comes along with that. And not to knock your hustle, little homie, but, you know, we need healthy conversations to, you know, to really raise a nation to the elevation that's needed and necessary at a time like this, when niggas really is running down on us with real guns and, you know what I'm saying, real things to go click, click, and pow, pow. You feel me? Like, there's a real war going on, and people is really, you know what I'm saying, collapsing the borders and things, and, you know what I'm saying, like, shit is, you know, real lines are really being pressed that we need to pay attention to, especially for the young warriors out there, not to temper nobody's, you know, fire or they flare for what it is that they represent. We understand that, but we can't be fighting a war amongst self and not be prepared to fight the real war when it gets here. And that's what generals are here to remind us of. So to me, you know, when I seen him talking to him, that was like, once again, somebody who cares enough to say, you know, fam, you know, we all been there, right? But there's a higher level that's needed and necessary for us to be the true fathers, the true kings, the true gods that we say that we are. And this genre is a vehicle and a means in which we could reach millions, because this is where our people show up to see engaging wordplay. Regardless, if I could paint a picture and I can crystallize it into your mind and I do my job, you know what I'm saying, then it might be a gentleman's 30.
What's how you feeling about it?
Not this particular battle, no. But you know, by far, what also needs to be celebrated is the gift, the artistry, the grit, the tenacity, right? The consistency and the willingness to show up for battle of Rum Nitty. This graduates him into a plane of existence that, you know what I'm saying, he's forever considered amongst the greats. You know what I'm saying? No one can ever question anything on his plate. His plate is clean. Even with an L, it's still one that's esteemed, that will take him farther, you know, than his wildest dreams. Because what we all seen was his ability to paint a scene and still speak to somebody so intricately that I'm sure that they felt the shivering in their spleen. Because he was talking to Lux, let's be clear. Right? And the thing that's so gripping about, like, battle rap, because battle rap is already multidimensional because of the way that they using intricate schemes to flip words, concepts, scenarios, and scenes, and the shit is multi-tack, it's stacked. You feel me? It's going like this. It's going like it's. If you could see it conceptually, geometrically, the way that I be seeing battle rap, you feel me? That shit got layers and dimensions. So, and they be overlapping and whatnot. So, when I'm looking at this particular battle, and there was just so many things that were being said that even if you sit on the side of that particular artist, you was getting hit too, because you like, damn, oh shit. Damn, I know where he coming from with that. You feel me? Like, that's when the bars really hit. When they hit through the artist to their motherfucking core audience. And everybody be like, oh shit. You feel me? Mm-hmm. We all felt that. So there was things that the young man was you know, bringing in conversation that was very clever. I definitely like in the third round when he put that piece together where he was speaking to him about, you know, Charleston White and Brother Polite. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was clever. And that particular round, he was fighting, right? This is when this shit, conscious conversation be so uncomfortable because it kind of pulls people to a level of accountability and responsibility, because it's like, damn, son, let me give you a hug. Like, you know, at the end of battles, dudes pound and majority of them, that, you know, then they could release and they could give each other a hug. And it's like, but what if you was on that time all day? Like, what can you get done as brothers, as men, as builders? You feel me? Knowing that, yeah, your sword is sharp and your sword is sharp and we about bunch around, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers with sharp swords, but we got real enemies outside. We got real ops outside. We got real people that think that we pieces of shit and they got legislation against us. You feel me? Mm-hmm. To show us really how much they dislike us. And they not like us. And we could be doing barbecue and boogaloo on them, but we over here trying to prove supremacy to one another. Oh, y'all niggas is nice. You feel me? It's mad nice niggas, and what? Yeah. Let's go get the bag together. Like, let's go to Russia and battle 100 niggas or something like that. Like, let's bring it to Africa. Like, at what point does it become something like, damn? You feel me? What more art can come out of putting together so many dope elements? Because this shit is so multidimensional. Yeah. It's got so many subsets to it. It's a whole Marvel universe. Facts. Because all these niggas got characters and avatars and, you feel me? All of that shit is merchandise. It's all intellectual property. That's all licensing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the biggest business on the planet is battle rap, actually. Real talk. You feel me?
Why you say that?
Because it has the most stickiest content. It's very hard to get somebody to volunteer an hour of their time to sit in front of a screen engaged. You know what I'm saying? battle rap don't have a lot of ads, but they got an hour straight on average of screen time where they consistently got somebody glued to the screen. So that's called retention. And guess what? Attention is the new currency. So if you can guarantee somebody that there's a guaranteed level of attention, need I say more?
Ultimately, like Lux and Nitti, you know, these guys put on both high-level battlers, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is one of them type of battles you got to watch back-to-back, you know what I'm saying? Like,
plenty time.
You feel me? Like, because it's definitely so layered and it's a lot going on. Because the second watch, I just, you know, watched it the second time. It's like, it's a whole nother battle.
Whole nother battle.
You know what I'm saying? Like now I'm getting a lot of different things, and like now I'm seeing how to get into the point.
You unpacking and unraveling and unwrapping.
It's a great battle.
Right?
I can't lie. Like, Nitti is so crazy. Like, yo, Nitti is wild. Like, he'll say some wild shit. Lux would say some wild shit. Like, that's what makes it one of those, like, you know what I'm saying? One of the greatest battles to me, like, already, like.
A bell just went off because a light bulb just went off in my mind, and I'll share it with you offline. But, you know what I'm saying? This is the best one of all time. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you. So, yeah, man. This shit is amazing. You know what I mean? That outside of this camera, there's an amazing cast of characters, for lack of a better term, and I don't mean that to belittle anybody. I'm just saying, you know, for with each personality of these brothers and these sisters represent this part of this galaxy. You know what I'm saying? They some dope individuals and they multi-talented. And I seen them. You was out there. They was cooking and shit. I seen Ars and all of them. Like that was dope. Seeing people get into their entrepreneur bag.
Yeah,
you know, and really show different aspects inside of who their personality is. And I don't think that consciousness is never an indictment on what somebody is versus what they aren't. You know what I'm saying? It's just the thinking part of our apparatus of who we are as a people that we refuse to turn the lights down or turn the lights out on that to make anybody else comfortable because they feel that they're not part of the conversation. It's an open conversation that anyone is free to ask any questions. But, you know, we shouldn't be at a place where, you know what I'm saying, like people is shitting on consciousness. So I seen Math Hopper show recently, and it was 2 shows back to back, and it was interesting because it told me a lot about the ideology of what people think when it comes to consciousness. And the first show, he had Talib Kweli on, and the second show, he had Common and Pete Rock on. And on both shows, he was talking about his experience and his feelings towards consciousness, which has formed his outlook and his ideology about how he preferences it, deals with it ideologically, and where he's at in his mind philosophically right now as a host. There's a portal and a gateway for information to come in and out of the community. But he has an adverse reaction and a response to his past feelings and dealings with consciousness because he felt left out of the conversation. So let's say like we come from the same place, we from Brooklyn. I would say on my side, let's say if I was from the low life side of things and we went and boosted, right? We came from a whole boosting society and we was able to get jig and what have you. And we all met at a juncture point, which was Franklin Avenue. Then there was a segment of society that wasn't boosters and couldn't go in the stores and get Swift and get jig and what have you, that they had to resort to stick up kids and they went to their triggers and shit like that. So they became the people that had the strong arm to get jig. You know what I'm saying? It would be the same thing that when you have 5%ers and people that was doing the knowledge and we was holding ciphers, you know what I'm saying, and holding corners down and trading information and raising our consciousness in the midst of, you know, this whole river of information that was around. There was people that they couldn't access that as well. So they felt left out of the conversation. So they had an adverse reaction and understanding when it came to consciousness, and they started feeling like it was the enemy. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, that has become a whole culture where, you know, you feel what you don't understand type of energy. And they've made it to be a monster when it's like the only thing in an existence that even exists is consciousness. It's like you sound real crazy to the people who know what's needed and necessary to build society, civilization, and hold shit together. Like, you have to have a preference for your consciousness. If not for even the one that you identify as ours, that you like to typecast us with, what about yours? You know what I'm saying? How do you identify it? What do you call it? You know what I'm saying? Where does it come from?